All right, guys, so this is what I'm going to go over, right? Not knowing this is how the diet industry, supplement industry, anything that have anything to do with health and wellness is we're being duped. Most people are being duped and they don't understand why. They don't understand why even if they lose weight, they can't keep it off. There's 4 facts. Now, here's the thing. Here's the truth. This doesn't sell. Telling this truth does not sell. That's why most people or most companies don't talk about it, if they even know about it, right? So there's no secret, but there are facts that if these facts are not applied, I don't care what diet program you use. You can use anyone across the board from A to Z, does not matter. Unless these fall in line, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen long term. So I'm going to go over it, right? So 4 facts that you must know for long-term fat loss, even like getting to your goal, but how you're going to keep it and not go back to where you came from. So number 1 is fat is stored energy. Fat is a survival mechanism that your body does or produces or stores for famine time. So let me explain. I'll unpack that for a minute. So thousands of years ago, right, we were designed for feast and famine, and we still are. Okay, so in the summertime, right, when things grew, animals were around, kill, hunt, eat, fruit. Fruit is so colorful. We're creatures that can see color. We're drawing the fruit is nature's candy. Well, that time, the summertime, spring to summertime is feast. So that's when you gain fat, you get nice and juicy fat back then, not 600 pounds, anything like that, like now, but at that time. So what your body's doing is storing up excess energy, all excess calories that you're eating during the spring and the summer to be stored for the fall and the winter. The reason why, things don't grow in the winter. Animals migrate. Now it may be 2 or it may be a week or 2 before you even eat a meal. Now your body goes into a fasted state or start to run off ketones. Now here's the big misnomer. The body doesn't burn fat. The body burns ketones as the alternative fuel source. So carbs are the primary fuel source, which is sugars, one and the same in the body, and fat is ketones. So when all the carbs are gone, in other words, you're not eating anything, now it start burning ketones again to the state of ketosis, tap into the body fat, because that's where the stored energy is that you stored up all summer to get you back to springtime. We start the cycle all over again. That's just a fact. Has nothing to do with how you look. That's our ego. Oh, I don't look good, or I don't look like this in my clothes. I understand that, and that is, that is a fact too. But here's the absolute fact: your body doesn't care about that. Your body just wants to survive, and that's the survival mechanism that's built in. That's natural. You're supposed to gain body fat. Okay, you gotta know how to address that. Number 2, body has to be taught how to burn that fat. So in other words, the body taps into the body fat when carbs or food runs out. So therefore, if you go into fasting, intermittent fasting, low carb, things like that, it sends your body into a state of ketosis and it start burning body fat. Okay? Now, the cells start to convert from using sugars to burning ketones, and then it start burning like a fat burning machine because now it's in a ketosis type state or fat adapted, and then it runs like a fat burning machine. That way, if you do keto or low carb, that's kind of how that sets that off. Now, I'm not preaching keto. I'm not preaching low carb. I'm just stating a fact. Now, resistance training. Resistance training is weights, bands, anything that resists the muscles. So it's pushing back against the muscles, so your muscles tissue get broken down, little micro tears, so it builds back bigger and stronger. This is your skeletal muscles, which holds your skeleton up, right? So back problems, things like that, that's because the skeleton started to collapse on itself because the muscles get weaker and weaker from lack of training or from lack of using them because what you don't use, you lose. If you do resistance training or work out, your muscles build up. If you don't do that, well, guess what? Your muscles start to break down. So you got to do resistance training for muscle mass, for to hold up your skeleton, for health. Not only that, increase your metabolism, because the muscles has to use calories to survive. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, just by default. The shape you have is muscle, not fat. Fat is when you got to squeeze into something to make a shape. Okay, muscle is a shape. Okay, but it's dense, it's small, and it's a smaller type of weight than fat. Okay, so cardio is for your heart and your lungs, cardiovascular system, right? Heart, lungs, arteries, veins, that type of thing. Not only that, you can use that for a excess calorie burn. So when I'm on a treadmill or have a client on a treadmill, well, the whole part of a cardio day or a treadmill day is to increase fat loss. So in other words, you can do fat loss in two different ways, or calorie burn in two different ways. Either decrease calories by your food, or you can increase calories burned by cardio, or a combination of both. I recommend a combination of both. Not only that, it's good for heart health, lung health, decrease high blood pressure, cholesterol, and all that stuff, which that's all what your doctors tell you, right? So these are the facts. Now you have to have all these in a row. It doesn't matter. So let's go into before I let you go, let's go into the diet trends. Okay, so you may have one diet trend that or diet system that say like Weight Watchers. Now I'm not knocking it, but let's just use that for example. It goes by a point system. Well, if you break it down to the point system, really it's low carb, because typically your higher points are your dense carbs or your high calorie carbs. Fruits, vegetables are free, right? Meat is free, so low carb. And then it's a decrease of calories, which sends you into a fat burning state, because your body burns off all your calories. Oh, I don't have any more calories to sustain myself. Let me tap into my stored energy, which is the fat. Keto. You're not eating any carbs, so now your body doesn't have carbs or sugars to burn. It taps into body fat. As long as you decrease the calories and it's not burning the fat that you're already eating. So once it burns off the fat, all the fat you already ate, taps into body fat. See, all this revolves around survival. Tap into the body fat so it can sustain itself to keep going without dying. That's all it is in a nutshell. If y'all guys get any more questions, I know this is a lot that I'm kind of unpacking here. Each one of these can be a video in itself. But I'll give you one quick overview again, or closing. So resistance training is building up muscle, right? So your looks, increase calorie burn, because muscle is, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. Also holds up your skeleton, nice posture, good for health, right? Cardio, good for your heart and your lungs. Not only that, it burns calories when you're doing it. And yeah, so you can actually decrease calories two ways: cardio, which burns calories, or decrease calories from food. All right, guys, got any questions? Just hit me up, comment down below, and yeah, you must know this if you want long-term fat loss. To the next video. Later.